response to the crisis.
Well, I definitely think it's coming a steady shot. I don't know if I can show that.
He's gambling with World War III, but after Friday's Oval Office bust-up, Keir Starmer was left to patch things up, and Europe came up with its own plan to defend Ukraine.
We are at a crossroads in history today.
A lot has changed in less than a week. The Prime Minister told MPs today the UK needs to act quickly.
Britain will play a leading role.
Definitely needs actually
necessary and
steady
together with
shot
others.
on.
Boots on the ground, planes
Here
and
are
the
the
But to succeed, this effort must also have strong US backing. We have to lead from the front, and therefore we need a coalition of the willing, because otherwise we will move at the speed
so it's
of the
excellent, as I wanted to as well.
The Prime Minister was praised on all sides of the House.
I think this weekend he has not really put a foot wrong.
Can I thank the Prime Minister for his statement, but also for the hard yards that he is putting in at the moment.
Our enemies should know that our Prime Minister has 100% support from us.
President Trump wants US companies to mine precious metals in Ukraine. Would that keep Russia at bay?
These are the best settings so you've got.
He's going to sign the minerals agreement with America. And America's going to put in 100 billion or whatever it is, and thousands of Americans will be in Ukraine. Is that of itself enough of a security guarantee?
The mineral deal is not enough on its own. But can I just remind him, Russia is the aggressor. Zelensky is a war leader whose country has been invaded. And we should all be supporting him and not falling over Putin.
The UK has played a leading role in defending Ukraine, but the government knows it needs Europe and the US to secure peace. Harry Horton, News at 10.
Can't tell.
Well, one phrase caught the ear in Sir Keir Starmer's common statement today: a peace plan for Ukraine, backed by his idea of a coalition of the willing, could involve, he said, if necessary.
Started up. Let's have a look. We've got a push. F9. Push F9. So we'll wait for that to boot up, and that's a Wi-Fi thing, so that was in my old computer upstairs, but now it's in this one, and it's getting really fast speed, and that's the router up there. And I sold the Denon system, and that's come up already. So I've still got the Wotel, but I've now got that radio and tape, and I've still got the Sony system. So I haven't got the Denon that was there anymore, but them speakers are still connected to the Wotel, so the speakers still will work. And yeah, I still think this Panasonic's a better picture, because that's a 37 inch, and I've still got this one, that's a 37 inch as well.
This is a HIMARS rocket launcher. The US has provided 39 of these to Ukraine.
So I'll do a speed test in a minute.
There are these long-range attack missiles provided by Washington. There are European alternatives like the British Storm Shadows, but ATACMS have been important.
Seen in Sweden, the Netherlands and the Baltic states as well. But there's a big question mark over Germany. And Poland, although it says it's willing, also says its forces are already tied up defending their own borders. Leaning towards no involvement, we've got Italy, Portugal, Hungary and Slovakia. In the end, though, Turkey could be key in this.
Oh, I
They
see
have a
computer not
big
coming
army.
on.
This is some of the
Came on before.
support. Remember, some of it isn't, like intelligence assistance. And the debate around support for Ukraine raises other questions about US support for NATO. This was
I'll do a speed test in a minute.
Let's continue. Keir Starmer is trying very hard to bridge the gap. He's got a lot of praise in the comments from pretty much everyone.
It generally is best weak in terms of respect for politics
So
across the
a
board.
bit hard to tell what one's a better picture on camera.
Leads us, given all his efforts. Look, there is a frantic attempt to put together
Colours are excellent on this TV.
led by our Prime Minister,
No marks on the screen.
and the head of NATO, Mark Rutte. They are in
I've
deep
heard the computer turn on.
conversations with President
Okay, that's
Zelensky
sort of why.
of Ukraine, and we could
Then you'll
see
see.
the shape of a ceasefire deal.
So let's see if we can do a speed test, and there's the desktop. So look how good that is. That's a monitor, the text is very sharp. Let's hope this is a lot less shaky. Definitely needs steady shot on. So let's go to, I'll put some text in there. Let's do speed test.
Were a series of ceasefires, failed ceasefires, broken by Western allies
So
between Russia and Ukraine for the fighting to
that's
stop.
very sharp
Those ceasefires
text.
broken, and Russia built
That's one a speed test.
2022. People here do not want another agreement to go that way, but given the pressure that President Zelensky is coming under from his own European allies like Poland to engage with America to bring Donald
Very
Trump,
fast.
it may not be his choice in
And
the long
that's
run.
coming off that roof, which is coming off our one upstairs.
In the face of an aggressive Russia.
James in Kiev, thank you. And Chris Mason, we heard Donald Trump sounding more and more
Very sharp text.
The situation remains very volatile.
Excellent monitor.
Fluid, Donald Trump unpredictable to friend and foe. The Prime Minister said today that America was indispensable, and as he was saying it, the President was tapping out those words on social media about Ukraine and about Europe. Quite a moment today for commanding the
You can see.
Would only happen if during the ceasefire period you get genuinely constructive negotiations that lead to a sustainable peace, and it would be those weeks and months away, if there's a sustainable peace, that would then see British troops, extraordinary prospect nonetheless, going into Ukraine to basically protect those borders.
Okay, Robert, thank you very much indeed. And don't forget to have a look at our podcast, Talking Politics USA, where Dan is giving us his latest insight and analysis about the very different political world of Donald Trump. Find it wherever you get your podcasts. Well worth a listen. Now, there are real fears tonight for the future of the Gaza ceasefire after Israel blocked all humanitarian aid from entering the territory.
There's a long way
Food is a weapon of war after calling
Thank you very
for
much.
changes
Chris
to the
Mason.
current ceasefire plan involving
And Victoria
more
Derbyshire will
hostage
have more on
releases
this on
before the second
Newsnight.
phase begins. Close family members of 5 hostages still held by Hamas held a vigil outside the Israeli embassy tonight and spoke to us about not having their loved ones returned to them. You may find some of the images in our report. Distressing.
Just as the second phase of the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas was meant to begin, a return to a grim situation that nobody wanted. Hamas-controlled authorities said an Israeli airstrike in Khan Yunis, in the south of Gaza, left several dead and wounded. At the same time, the Israeli government said it was stopping all aid getting into Gaza. Why does this matter? Because the ceasefire that both sides agreed to under pressure from President Trump allowed for the freeing of Israeli hostages by Hamas, and in return, the freeing of Palestinian prisoners. Tonight, that equation seems at breaking point. The fallout from all this was on vivid display today in the Israeli parliament, the Knesset. In an extraordinary outburst, Prime Minister Netanyahu railed at what he called the deep state and bureaucracy in Israel, stopping him from continuing to prosecute the war against Hamas.